Hey there, welcome back to Author Journey. My name is CJ Anaya, and today we're going to be talking about another publishing platform for you, something that is quite similar to Wattpad, if you're familiar with Wattpad. Only I think this is a bit more user-friendly. Certainly, it's a lot more fun, although I haven't been on Wattpad for a while, so maybe I should go back on there and revisit the place. I wanted to talk to you about just some options that you have of getting your book out there a little more freely. Now, a lot of people use Inkitt and Wattpad as a platform for writing a book and getting noticed. Many authors who start out, maybe they just want to write stories, maybe they're kind of dabbling and they're not sure that this is something they want to do. They just like to write and they want to get their stuff out there. So Wattpad and Inkitt are fun because you can get on the site, you can write your first chapter. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be like amazingly edited or anything like that, but it's just kind of like you throwing ideas out there and getting it going. And so you'll write a chapter and people will start to follow you and read the chapter, and then you'll write another chapter and people will read more. And so Wattpad and Inkitt really look at reader engagement. They look to see if people are reading what you're writing. Now, I'm using Inkitt in a bit of a different way, simply because I'm already an established author. I've already done the traditional published route. I've already, I'm not terribly experienced, but I have enough experience to where I've already published books. I have perma-free books out, and so I kind of know what I'm doing a little bit here. But I just thought that it would be really great to put my perma-free books, since they're free everywhere else, I'm trying to get them out there. If I put them on Inkitt and Wattpad and just let them ride, let them see see if other people enjoy them. And what's great about doing stuff like that is you are able to broaden your reach, broaden your audience, because you never know who's on Wattpad, how many people are on Inkitt. Some people just prefer different platforms. They'll stay on one or they'll stay on the other. So you're not necessarily sharing the same audience. You really can reach a lot of other people. So I try to get those free books out there as much as possible. So Inkitt is very fun to do that with. But something that I really like about Inkitt is that they are also a publishing company. Surprise, surprise. So, excuse me, I've had allergies all day today. Inkitt does something very smart that I have not found many other publishers do. Publishing is very difficult when it comes to traditionally published scenarios or getting a publishing deal, simply because it's so subjective. These agents and these publishers are receiving, query letter after query letter, this huge slush pile of query letters that they've got to get through, and they're only going to pick the things that really stand out to them, that strike them as unique or entertaining or just that next best thing, But it's all based on their opinion. It's not necessarily based on what really would be popular to a lot of people, to a lot of different demographics. So what you're dealing with is these gatekeepers are very limited to how many people they can choose and to who they choose. And so that makes it very hard for you to get noticed and to get a publishing contract if you so choose to go that route. Inkitt decided to have this website, this platform, where they just got tons of readers involved. Instead of deciding themselves what would be published and what wouldn't, they decided to ask their readers. So when you publish a book on here, upload your files or you write your stuff on here, they begin to analyze reader engagement. They analyze, how many times people read the story or try to download it, or how popular it is, the reviews that you get, the ratings that you get. And so they take several months of collecting this data on your books. And I didn't know this. I admit to being completely ignorant of that. I just heard about Inkitt, heard that I could put my free book on there. I threw it up there. I didn't research the site at all. And I didn't find out about any of this until I got a little notification letting me know that someone had reviewed the book on there. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know that you could get a review on that site. And so then I started looking into it more and noticing that my books were being read quite a bit. And so this is my profile. These, My Fair Assassin and the Healer. You guys are so familiar with these two books by now. You're probably so sick of them. But these are the two books that I have published up here, okay? And these are the analytics for it. So this is what you can actually look at the analytics for your story. So I didn't, obviously this is in March. It started out a little slow, had 5 reads from the 26th to the 1st, 28 reads from the 2nd to the 8th, and then for whatever reason it started to shoot up. That's kind of crazy. So, it's been going to 1958 from May 7th to May 13th. So it's like every 2 weeks you're seeing how many books are being read right up until, now, 2,293 reads have occurred between August 27th and September 2nd. That's awesome. I don't know how that compares to other people's, but that's fun for me. Yay. And 1447 for the Healer. I put that one up a little bit later when I started realizing that the first book was getting some traction. So Inkitt really analyzes all of these things, and they give you opportunities to share them. I love this. It's not a comprehensive list of groups that you can share on Facebook, but it's a lot of groups that you can share this book on Facebook, to let people know that they can go to Inkitt and read your book for free, which is fun. So, you click on this, and you can click on here and post, a little link to your book, which is very cool. And they'll go directly to Inkitt and they can analyze it. And so when I saw that I could do that, I just went through all of these and posted them. I was like, why not? I've got 10 minutes, I can do it. And then I did the post your story's best quote on Twitter. I was like, why not? Because I was having fun with this site, just kind of studying and examining everything that you can do. So I thought that was really cool. That it was getting so much traction over here, because I had noticed that sales on Amazon had been increasing quite a bit with the rest of the series, the books in the series. So I think that people, are finding it on Inkitt. They're reading the first books and they're going, man, is there more? And they're searching and finding the rest of them on Amazon. So that's super cool. So I just I wanted to show you that these are little notifications you get. So this user right here added the Healer and is currently reading the Healer. This person right here added My Fair Assassin. So that's kind of cool that you can get notices of all these people who are doing all these different things. And then right here you can go to your drafts and stories. You can add to your stories. If you're just starting out, you want to just start to write. You can put stuff on there. You can also get very involved in reading other people's stories and giving them the support that they've been giving you. You can, review books and check out your analytics here, check out your profile, and choose your preferred genres. So you can get very active, not just as a writer, but as a reader. And I really love that about this site. It's just so much fun. Now, something that I want to show you, this is very simplified. It says how it works. Every writer is welcome. Everyone can write on Inkitt. Stories that you publish, like actually finish and publish, are approved within 24 hours based on their quality guidelines. So you might want to check that out before you publish anything. And then you can enjoy curated stories and give feedback to other writers, and enjoy getting feedback from other people as well. So that is darn cool. If you want to write, then you click right here so you can get started writing. They've got other things that are really cool too, like the novel contest. And this you can enter, which I highly recommend that you do. Just make sure your book is entered into whatever contest they have available, because a lot of times winners of their contests get offered publishing deals. Which is great. And, winners of the contests, I think, are determined by these analytics that they do. And then you can choose genres, you can choose groups to talk to. You can read published books. That's really cool. I just wanted to show you quick because I know that we're writers, but we're also readers. I know that authors love to read. And so you can actually get on here and get quite a few free books that Inkitt has already published. And you can be a reviewer for them. So you're giving back to authors and helping them. I'm all about karma. I really am. I really feel that what you put out into the universe, you receive tenfold, and it's just so satisfying to help other authors out. It really is. And so I'm all over this thing. I want to be a reviewer and get on this and earn my credits. You just earn, you get free books, and then the more reviews you leave, the more credits you get. And then you can exchange those credits for more digital books that have been copied by Inkitt or published by Inkitt. So that is really, really cool. I like that a lot. Okay, so I want to talk about this. This is just kind of a summary of what you get when Inkitt offers you a publishing deal. Now, based on all of the analytics, if they find that your book is really performing very well on their site, and it's getting a lot of rave reviews and a lot of feedback from their readers, they will contact you and they will offer you a publishing contract, which has recently happened to me, which is why I want to talk about this, because I want you to consider your options. Now, I'm always very hesitant to enter into contracts with anybody, but what Inkitt has to offer is something that I'm very impressed with, because I have done traditional publishing before, and basically what you're looking at, if you can't get into, those top 5 publishing companies like Simon & Schuster, and Little Brown, and what are the other ones? I'm blanking right now. But if even if you do get into them, they usually spend their marketing money on their top authors. So you may get into their catalog, and then they just kind of hope that sales will pick up organically for you. It's still awesome to get published by a huge publishing company, but they're using their money on authors who are established, on authors that they know can bring them money in return. And so they're very hesitant to invest any money into books that they're with authors who are not established, who are new, who they're not sure whether or not those books really will sell and make up the difference of what they have spent. And so I think that Inkitt has gone about this in a very good way, because they already know that readers want these books. They already know that these books are going to be popular. And so they don't hesitate at all to put a lot of money into the marketing aspect of it and into building your platform. So as I've been researching Inkitt, I've been very impressed with what they do. I'm not necessarily thrilled with the 51% royalties on print sales. I'm really not thrilled about the 25% royalties on ebook sales, but it's kind of standard, to be honest with you. With traditional publishing, it's fairly standard with those types of contracts. But I'm going from 70% royalties for me with my ebooks, just publishing alone on Amazon. But I'm also considering, you have to weigh in the fact that they've got quite a bit of money for marketing to put behind. They know a lot about marketing. And so that's always very helpful. And that is something that you have to be careful when it comes to traditionally publishing, because if you're not with the big 5, then you're dealing with presses who are willing to work with you and are willing to publish your books and put your books out there, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they have a lot of money to throw behind your book. So even if you sign with them, you get locked into a contract where you're earning 25% royalties on ebook sales, but you're not gaining any traction because they don't have a big marketing section to their publishing company. Maybe they don't know a lot about marketing. They just know and understand the publishing end of it. And maybe they just don't have the funds to get you the kind of exposure that you need. So as I've been looking at Inkitt, I've been really impressed with the fact that they use Facebook ads to help you build your email list, which is not something I've ever encountered with a publishing company before. That's new, for me anyway. And they talk about using Facebook ads and Amazon ads to build your marketing, your email list. They talk about, interviews and Q&A sessions, which a lot of other companies will, but it seems like Inkitt has a much bigger backing and more funds as far as that goes. So it's definitely something I'm considering and looking into. Even though I'm much more happy as an indie author, but I've never come across something like this before. So, when you come across new stuff and it looks like it could be something valuable and good, then you research it like I'm doing right now. But either way, I think that as you're starting out, in the beginning, if you have never published anything and and you aren't necessarily interested in sales or making money, but you're super interested in building a platform, this could be a very viable option for you. At the moment, I have no idea what kind of sales I'd be making if I signed a contract with them. I would probably be getting quite a bit of exposure because, getting 2,000 reads within, 4 to 5 days, and that just keeps keeps going up. That trend keeps going up on this website. That's good. That's not bad. It's not too shabby. So to be able to get that kind of exposure, and to be able to have someone walking you through the process of building a mailing list, of social media, teaching you what you need to do as far as marketing goes, having someone who actually knows how to do all of this. That's incredible, because in some of the publishing companies and ventures that I've worked with, it's been me doing most of it, and realizing that not every publishing company is equal, especially in their marketing department. You just never know what you're going to get. So you got to research this, you guys. But I'm impressed with Inkitt. I'm impressed with their platform. I'm impressed with the possibilities that you have, especially as you start, the beginning. So I'll have to keep you guys updated on what I decide to do with this, but I certainly do like them. I really do. I think that what they're doing is great. I also love that they're leaving it up to readers to decide what books should be published, because it is the readers. The readers are the ones who are going to decide. When I think about books that have become very popular as far as self-published books go, a lot of it was word of mouth. A lot of it was, readers just going crazy over books and letting everybody know. So obviously they know what they like, and they're going to promote what they like. And I think it's very smart of Inkitt to use readers to decide what's going to be a bestseller and what isn't. Well done. So I just want to go over here. If you come here and click on Inkitt Publishing, it'll take you to this page that goes into a lot of detail about how Inkitt publishes your books, okay? And this was something where I sat here thinking, okay, maybe I won't mind the 25% royalty with ebooks if I'm getting all of this exposure. Maybe it will balance itself out in the end there. It's something to consider, because you have access to all of these reviewers, all of these bloggers. They do a lot of social media consulting. They put at least $6,000 behind your launch. Full disclosure here, I've never had $6,000 to put behind a launch, okay? It's been a lot of ingenuity here and and just trying to, get more bang for my buck, basically, when it came to ads and stuff like that. I think I've done pretty good, all things considered, but I've never had $6,000 to put behind a book launch before, so that's fun. It seems like there's a lot that you could learn from them as you're starting out, and even, as an intermediate or a very advanced indie author, And then they talk about post-launch advertising. So they don't just launch your book, they stay with you, they help build your career. Here's this that I loved. Interested potential buyers can either sign up to future releases of the author directly through so-called lead forms. I think we've talked about that, you guys, on Facebook, or through sign-up pages integrated inside the books, which is something I do. Facebook ads are still intimidating. It's something I got to get on. But if these guys know how to do it, it might just be worth it to sign with them so that they can do the Facebook ads and I don't have to worry about it. By generating a fan base, we are not only securing the long-time career of an author in sales for future books, but get the possibility to sell other items from the author, like book bundles, audiobooks, and merchandise, to maximize the royalties for the authors. We also try to get all of our other features, all of our others featured by BookBub and advertised to their email list, and are seeing really good results from their newsletters. So I think the reason why I like this so much and have actually considered it is because they're using all these buzzwords that I like. They're talking about marketing in the way that I like. They're talking about building lists. They're talking about author platforms, and they're essentially telling you that they're going to help you do that. And I think that anyone who's done any self-publishing for a while can agree that sometimes this can be a bit of a lonely road, even though you are collaborating with a lot of authors. Sometimes you just don't know what to do, and you're learning and growing, and you're looking for answers, and it's great to surround yourself with people who do know. So certainly, if you're starting out, I think you should research this, weigh the pros and cons of whether or not getting a publishing deal with them would be a good start for you. And then, of course, write something fabulous and publish it up here so that you can be offered a contract with them. But yeah, I'm impressed with these folks. So that's kind of a crash course with Inkitt and what it is and how you can participate on here as a writer, utilize it as a writer, but also utilize it as a reader. So I hope that you'll come on this site, take a look at it, see how it feels for you. This is going to be different for everybody. Everybody's opinions are going to be different based on where you are in your life. This may be a horrible, terrible idea for someone who's already very, very well established. They've already got their shiz together. Maybe you're already published with someone else and you're doing just fine. Or maybe as a self-published author, you got it covered. You already have the funds, you already have the knowledge, and you're good to go. In which case, maybe this wouldn't be something that would be profitable for you. But for those of you starting out who don't know much about the business or the marketing end of it, I would definitely take a look at this. So that is all for now. I hope that this was helpful. I'll put a link to Inkitt below and that page that talks about how to publish your book, the one right here. And we will talk to you guys later. Okay? Bye-bye.